Hey Golden, you been watching Gwenny? I know, you want more bread handouts. Sorry dude, I'm all out. Hey kiddos!
Hey!
So I wanted to clarify something today. I know it's been a while since we have posted a video, but I was kind of wanting to let things settle down a little bit. But I do want to talk briefly about some of the issue. So, I had a friend that I was talking with last night, and she said, I know you, so I know you would never let your dogs harm the cats on purpose. Like, if something were to happen, you would take care of it. And that is true. We do discipline our dogs when they have chased cats in the past. We have not ever let them intentionally chase one of our cats. In fact, that's part of why they now have dog pens, and we have spent over about $600 trying to figure out a way to keep all of the animals on our property safe, as well as our neighbors' property safe. The unfortunate part is I hate having the dogs cooped up like that. However, it's a necessity because every time we give them freedoms, they abuse it and do something else. So originally we were kenneling them during the day because they were chicken killers. Well, we can't have that, and we don't want to be losing our chickens, and so we were kenneling them, but letting the dogs out at night. So the chickens would be out free ranging during the day, and the dogs would be out at night. And that worked great for a while, other than it was a huge inconvenience for us, but that's what we felt was necessary for the best for all of our animals. But then we found out that our dogs were going to neighbors' properties and bringing trash back to our property. And then they started bringing stuff that was not trash. So after we had to reimburse a neighbor for some work boots that they had drug up, and then also some bird seed that they'd gotten into, we ended up having to stop letting them out, to stay out at night as well. Which is why we went ahead and did the expense of these pens so that they would have a large space, because I hate kenneling them for throughout the day. Now, unfortunately, Jane is still having to be kenneled because she will actually climb out of this 6-foot tall fence. And our intent in the future, yeah, nice dude, is to wire off the top of the fence that's on the far left. That way Jane won't be able to climb out. However, we just have not had the time yet to do that. But, I've tried to give her a chance, and I let her into the into the pen, even while she was pregnant, and she still climbed out. So we do the best that we can within the means that we have. So to clarify for the situation with Nala, we have not found Nala anywhere. We just have not seen her in a long time. And when we realized that the kittens had died because she was gone and had not cared for them, and we didn't realize she was gone until it was too late, because if we had realized she had left, or if something had happened to her, we would have immediately gone and found the kittens and brought them in the house and taken care of them. In fact, when we've had cats in the past that got injured to the point that they needed some extra special care, we brought them into the house, and I cared for them until they were well enough to go back outside. And one of the orange cats in the back is one of those. The dogs got him while he was a kitten, and by the time I got to him, he didn't have many injuries, but he was not feeling well. So he was in the house for about 2 days, and then the cat told me, I want to go back outside. And so that's where he went. So again, we do the best we can to care for the animals that we have. Now, I do realize that there is a disparity between the way in which some people manage their animals versus others. And we do an animal husbandry that's more what I would say country style. Although I will say that not everyone in the country does it this way. But honestly, we can't afford to take all of our animals to the vet anytime something happens. If it's something extreme, then yes, we will take our dogs to the vet if it's out of what we would have the ability to do. However, our human family, our kiddos and us, come first, and if money is tight, we're going to take care of us first, because our philosophy is, as much as we love our animals, they are still animals. Now, I know that upsets a lot of people, but again, it's a difference in the way people think about their pets. Now, another thing I wanted to quickly address is some people think it's cruel not to spay and neuter. I disagree with that. I have neutered one cat and one dog. The dog was because he was starting to get aggressive, and so I went ahead and neutered him just to lower the testosterone so that he would be a little more manageable and wouldn't be as much of a problem for people visiting and neighbors. And then I had a cat neutered because he was an indoor cat in my apartment before I moved out here. But even he ended up becoming an outdoor cat, because after I moved out here, after a while, he decided he wanted to go outside, and then he loved it outside. And he lived outside for, well, over a year, because he was actually the cat that got Malachi to start liking cats. Because at that point, Malachi did not, and my cat, Jace, sat next to Malachi and was like, well, guess what? You got to put up with me anyway, and got Malachi to start liking cats. And the sad part is I lost him as well. Never found him, but he disappeared and never came back, which was highly unusual. Just like what Nala did, it was highly unusual. And that's how we know that we have lost a cat. Now, when they are outdoor cats, there is no way to be able to like keep them in a bubble so that they're completely safe. That just doesn't happen. That's why our outdoor cats are essentially barn cats. We feed them, we love on them if they let us pet them, but their main function and purpose on the homestead is to keep down the mice. And they do a good job at it, because the first several years I was here, we had mice all the time. In fact, there was a couple of months, like within 2 months time, we caught like 13, well, somewhere between 8 and 13 mice in the house. And that was just nasty, and I don't deal well with that. So the cats help keep down the mouse population out here in the country. So that's essentially the gist. We do what we can with the money and time and ability that we have, but our family comes first, and then whatever extra we have, we give that to the animals. We love the animals and we appreciate them, but they have a place and a function on our homestead, and that's just the philosophy we go by. Now, some people might ask, well, how can you do that? Well, honestly, are you okay, Gwynnie? Such a tough girl. You have to, and this is going to sound bad, but it's true. You have to kind of harden your heart a little bit and realize that they are farm animals or homestead animals. And again, you love them and care for them the best you're able, but there is a limit to what you're able and or willing to do as far as expense or time, etc. And that's honestly why we haven't named the cats until recently. Most of those cats back there, because none of them would let us touch them, we didn't have names for them. And part of that is because once you name them, you get more attached to them. And the problem with outdoor cats is sometimes you don't know how long you're going to have them. Because again, you can't 100% protect them when they're outdoor cats. And when you've got coyotes around, you know, you hope that they take shelter in the buildings that you have available for them to go into. Our cats are able to go anywhere that they want to be able to get away from predators. But some of it ends up just being whatever Mother Nature decides, essentially. And that's just unfortunately the reality of living out in the country. Another thing I wanted to mention is, you know, along the lines of spaying and neutering, even if we spent thousands, literally thousands of dollars to spay and neuter all of our animals, in the country, another reality is you will have people drop off strays. And you can either let the stray starve, you can take it to a shelter, or you can take it in, which is additional expense for you. But if you have a soft heart like some of us do, you don't want an animal to suffer if there's something you can do about it to prevent that suffering. So sometimes, like I said, even if you do your utmost, you will suddenly get additional animals because people will drop them off, and then all of a sudden you've got another litter or another set of, well, I guess puppies and cats are litters, but you have unanticipated, unexpected, that was out of your control, additional animals. So no matter what you do, you know, you're kind of stuck. So anyway, I just wanted to kind of give some background as to why we do what we do and the way that we do them. Kind of maybe, hopefully, set some people's minds at ease. We do not let our dogs intentionally harm other animals on our homestead. In fact, the dogs get in trouble when they do. Another thing I wanted to mention, I know I said that already, but here's one more thing. We actually lost a hen today, and I'm really sad because she was one of my two favorites. Golden was one of my favorites, and Stella Bella. And she was one of the hens from my very first set. So she's been here, well, she was about 5 years old, but we were out of town yesterday, and when we got back home and Justin was making sure the chickens had all gone in the coop, he found her on the fence, when she was trying to jump over, her talons had gotten caught in the fencing. Yes. Yes, dude, you're a boy. Malachi's learning new things here. He's learning what son, daughter, boy, girl, all that's about. So we've been going over and over that today. But anyway, back to Stella Bella. She got caught in the fence. There was no way for us to prepare for that. There was no way for us to anticipate that. That's never happened in all the time that we've been here. But random freak accidents happen, and no matter how much we try to prepare, we can't protect our animals from everything. Now, she was still alive last night when Justin put her in the coop, and he put her low so she wouldn't fall, because apparently she had been upside down for a while, because again, we were gone all yesterday afternoon through the evening, and we came back later in the night. But then whenever I went to let the chickens out today, she had already passed. So I hate that. Those kind of things break my heart. But again, you do the best you can. Anyway, I hope I didn't make enemies. I hope I just explained and helped people understand where I was coming from. Y'all have a blessed day, and we'll see you again next time here at Cooker Gehoofed.